Hello students. In this video, we are going to explore the fascinating world of shadows. Have you ever wondered what happens when you stand in the sunlight and see that dark shape on the ground following you around? That's your shadow. But what exactly is a shadow, and how does it form? Shadows are created when an object blocks light coming from a source, like the sun or a bright light bulb. You see, light travels in straight lines. So, when something gets in its way, it can't reach certain areas. These areas where the light is blocked appear darker, and that's what we call a shadow. Now, let's talk about what affects the size and shape of a shadow. Imagine you're holding up a toy in front of a light. The shadow it casts can change depending on where you place the toy, how close it is to the light, and the angle of the light source. The shape of the shadow might not always look exactly like the object itself. For instance, a cylinder's shadow might look circular or rectangular, depending on how the light hits it. This is because the shadow's shape is determined by how the light interacts with both the object and the surface the shadow falls on. You might have noticed that shadows are longer in the morning and evening when the sun is lower in the sky. But around noon, when the sun is directly overhead, shadows become shorter. This happens because of the angle at which the sunlight hits us throughout the day. Shadows always form on the opposite side of the light source. So, if the light is shining from the right, the shadow will fall on the left. And have you ever noticed that shadows are always black? That's because when light is blocked, it doesn't reach our eyes, and so the shadow appears as a dark, black shape. Sometimes, you might even see multiple shadows around an object. This can happen when there are multiple light sources or when light reflects off other surfaces, creating additional shadows. Understanding how shadows work helps us learn more about the behavior of light. Shadows are not just important in science, but also in art, photography, and even astronomy. Now, let's break down the different parts of a shadow. A shadow has three main parts: the umbra, the penumbra, and the shadow edge. The umbra is the darkest part of the shadow, where no light reaches at all. It's like the core of the shadow. Surrounding the umbra is the penumbra, which is lighter because it's an area where only part of the light is blocked. And finally, there's the shadow edge, which is the boundary where the shadow gradually fades from dark to light. This knowledge about shadows becomes even more exciting when we look at eclipses. An eclipse happens when one celestial body moves into the shadow of another, blocking the light. On Earth, we experience two main types of eclipses, solar and lunar. A solar eclipse occurs when the moon passes between the sun and Earth, casting a shadow on Earth. If you're in the path of the moon's shadow, you might experience a total solar eclipse, where the sky goes dark as the sun is completely covered. If you're just outside that path, you might see a partial eclipse, where only a part of the sun is hidden. On the other hand, a lunar eclipse happens when Earth comes between the sun and the moon, casting a shadow on the moon. During a total lunar eclipse, the Earth's shadow covers the moon completely, giving it a beautiful reddish or coppery color. So, shadows are not just simple dark shapes on the ground. They are a gateway to understanding how light works, how objects interact with light, and even how celestial events like eclipses happen. Now, answer the following question: what happens during a solar eclipse? Share your answer in the comments. The complete curriculum for Class 6 is available on our channel. Check out all the links provided in the description below. Please make sure to like, share, and comment for more such videos.